guys, welcome back to my channel, Miss Gemini Talks. We are in the car right now. We're on our way to get the amniocentesis. Was it, babe? I always mess it up.
I was gonna jump in and help you, but I decided to let you pop on through it.
I always mess that word up, y'all. Please don't judge me. My mind is everywhere.
We're going to get an amniocentesis.
Yes, we decided to do it because we want to find out more information. So we're on our way to do that right now. So I'm really nervous, y'all, but at the same time, I really just want to get this done because we really need to find out if it's something else going on besides the one issue,
agenesis of the corpus callosum.
That's why I'm glad he's here, y'all, because he keeps my mind at ease. I can't be thinking of all these damn words. It's just too many to remember, and I just can't at this moment, y'all. So don't judge me. My mind is everywhere. But yeah. So we just hoping it's that isolated issue, because if it's that, then it can be a mild case if he's asymptomatic. If it's not that, it can be severe cases as well, but there's no guarantee in that. So we just praying that there's no other genetic issues going on that they find that could have caused this to happen, which in my heart and my intuition is telling me that's not the case. So we're going to be doing that. I wanted to record the procedure, but I don't know if they're going to let us record in there because they're really strict. So if they don't, I'm just going to give you guys the update of the experience that I had, because I'm sure a lot of people want to know. They don't have a lot of videos about this, and I just feel like I want to give as much information as I can to someone that might have to go through the same procedure, that's nervous and all. So I will keep you guys updated, and I will let you guys know how everything went. And I have a doctor's appointment tomorrow, but they said that should be fine. I'm just going to double check with them today to make sure that's okay. And yeah, y'all, after that, we're going to just make sure that I'm just taking care of myself. I pray everything goes well, and I will keep you guys updated on how everything goes. So stay tuned. All right, guys, so we're here at the place right now. We just said a prayer for our babies. Don't mind my stomach, y'all. I'm a little hairy. Oh my God, I didn't even get to shave or do anything. But we said a prayer for our babies. Y'all, I'm so nervous right now. The doctor's about to come in and ask some questions, and we're gonna ask them a lot of questions before the procedure, so we can find out more information about everything. And y'all, wish us the best. We need your prayers 100%. Y'all, we need a miracle. And I'm just praying that the results, God's will, if everything goes well with this, come back normal from our baby boy. I'm so scared, guys, but I know God has the last say in everything. So just wanted to give you guys an update, let you guys know that we're here. So I will be back with more of an update on everything, okay? So stay tuned.
I think you spoke to genetics?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
So they want us to do
The amniocentesis.
yes.
Let me rephrase
We're
it. They
discussing
offered
the
it. They
opposite.
offered,
Yeah, offered.
it.
Right.
They offered it, and it's for you to decide whether you want it or not. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so what are some of the things you guys talked about? What kind of decisions have you made?
We really just want to find out more information because we know that he has,
Yeah,
that situation
I
going on
understand.
already.
Got you.
So they
Okay.
said that finding out if something genetic is wrong, that would be extra on top. So it
Okay.
would make it more of an easier, more information that we can understand how his situation will be.
Okay.
And also, we know you mentioned that there were 2 other areas of concern.
Yeah, it's going to take a while.
And we were curious as to, with those other areas of concern, if there's any specific things associated with it being, if they ended up being an issue with those and the agenesis, if that creates any other specific things we need to be
Okay,
concerned
so,
about.
all right. So the brain is constantly developing.
Yeah.
And during my career, what we found out, which happened during my career, is that people that started concentrating on different parts of the brain and being able to do more precise imaging and being able to track the maturation of the brain, the formation and maturation of the brain. This is a whole big field now.
Right.
It's changed tremendously from when I first started. So what we do know is that when you see a problem with the corpus callosum, it may not be isolated. Physically, outside of the brain, and within the brain. So my colleagues have looked over the baby, and the outside of the brain, the baby looks okay, right? But what we're trying to do now is look at the brain itself to see if there's any other issues in the brain, in addition to the problem with the corpus callosum. So I tried that, and there were some areas of concern, but it's not conclusive yet.
Okay.
So the corpus callosum, have you seen a neurologist yet?
No.
Okay. So maybe you've done some reading, but remember
We've
I told
done
you.
a lot of research.
Yeah.
on
So
it.
there's two, right? There's a right and left brain,
Mm-hmm.
and there are fibers that come from each one, and they go right to the corpus callosum, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's shaped like this. And they, remember I told you how, both sides they're
Right.
interconnected?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that is not there. Then sometimes other things could be wrong with the brain.
Right.
So there are, remember the brain has got all those convolutions, right? The brain
Right.
looking,
Mhm.
right?
Right.
So those fissures in gyri we can identify in utero.
Right.
And there are investigators that have developed the ability to see these sutures and describe them over time. Like, for
Right.
example, when do they show up?
Right.
So one of the ones that I saw, we generally can see it at 21 weeks. We should see it by 22 weeks, and I didn't.
Mm-hmm.
The other one, you should start seeing it at 22 weeks, which we didn't, but we should see it by 24 weeks.
Okay.
And what investigators do, they give you a range.
Mm-hmm.
You can start seeing it in 18 weeks, and you should see it by 20 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
They give you a range. But I also have learned that despite what they tell us, I've seen kids not satisfy those ranges, and then later on, it's there.
Right. Okay.
We get fooled. So I had to learn that.
Yeah.
Applying what's on paper and research and reality.
Right.
And
Right.
part of it too is because these papers are coming out of Europe, and then look at us Americans, look what's in this room.
Yeah.
A variety, are those evolutions of those fetal brains is what we should expect here.
Mm.
So right now it's just a red alert.
I guess.
And what it means is that the cerebrum is what we know of as the brain.
Mm-hmm.
So it's one thing to not have that corpus callosum, both hemispheres not connect, but both hemispheres are normal.
Right.
So what I'm worried about is there's something else going on.
Right. So to reiterate the question,
Yeah.
though, is what are those two specific areas? The other areas, what are they?
The white matter, green
What are
matter.
they associated with, though?
Oh, well,
That's what I'm asking.
it could be motor and cognitive.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
And we
so
won't know that until time, like as.
we can do a good job over time.
Yeah.
And MRI is also in the right hands,
Mhm.
very good at this.
Mhm.
But, for that, I would wait, if necessary, till later. But ultrasound does do a good job if you can see.
Yeah.
And that baby's head is up here, and I can work around and see very well. And you're, thank God you're slim.
Yeah.
If you were 400 pounds, I wouldn't be able to see maybe what I've
Right.
done before, or been very, very cautious. You say,
Yeah.
look, I don't really know, I couldn't see.
Right.
And is there any potential things, obviously, I know this is off the top of your head I'm asking, but associated that are things that could potentially be found in the amniocentesis that could explain the correlation between
Okay.
those areas that you're concerned with and the agenesis that's already
Right,
there?
so if you've done your reading, right, this corpus callosum thing, if you go into a textbook, you'll see 2, 3, 4 pages
Right.
worth of things associated with this.
Right.
And we always have to tell patients that, this is what we see, but there may be things here that we haven't appreciated or seen.
Mm.
All right, so it's a long list. I don't even touch that. It's just too much. So one of them is genetic syndromes. But sometimes with genetic syndromes, you see brain problems, and you see outside of the brain problems. Right now we're just seeing something here.
Okay.
So sometimes genetics can help out. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, but it depends on the detail too. Like there are I don't know what ordered here. There is something called microarray, right? A little more intense in the karyotype. But then there are arrays for brain malformations because they have identified gene mutations that are linked with certain brain malformations. So that may have been all ordered. That takes time, though, and as you know, money takes time.
Okay, and that's not the test we get today, is it?
We're getting the fluid
Yeah.
that can be submitted for all these
Right.
tests.
Got it.
They did order microarray.
Yeah.
Okay.
Direct microarray.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
You know, and then I also warn you, you know, for example, if there's something about a fetus's face that's part of a syndrome or something, we may not see it at 20 weeks. We may see it later or not till birth. I mean, we
Understood.
do the best we can.
Yeah.
And we do a pretty good job, but kids can change, so they don't show their cards
All the way, yeah.
at
like-
20 weeks. They may show it later or not till birth. Some things are not detectable by ultrasound.
Alright, as far as this specific procedure, we know, obviously, we've been told about the percentage of risk of miscarriage and things. Is there any other
Yeah.
associated risks aside from miscarriage?
No, the
of
only
any
thing here is that, you
specific
know, we can
percentage?
we can put a hole, we're obviously putting a hole in the membranes and you can leak fluid.
And is that an extreme
Sometimes,
danger? Is that something that can repair?
sometimes they can repair, yes. Actually, in my career, I've lost only one pregnancy in my entire career. I've been very fortunate. And I had two that leaked after the procedure, and they were in twins. And they reaccumulated and went on to go the usual. But in those cases, I put the needle through the intervening membrane so I can do one shot, get fluid from this one, and then go through the membrane, get fluid the other one. So that's not what we're doing here. So it's very different, and because of that, I may not do that anymore. I'll just do two separate sticks.
Well, here, we're considering only doing the one.
So what happened to me doesn't apply here.
Okay.
And they worked out, because after amnios, when you leak fluid, many of them seal and you move on.
Okay.
And you've done this procedure with twins several times, and it's not something
Look
that's
at my hair.
No, I'm just saying, I don't know how
You just
common
don't-
of an order that this is. I know
Yeah,
they say they reserve
this
it
is what
for
I do.
extreme situations.
This is what I
so,
do for a
okay.
living, you know.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
I
I'm
used to
comfortable
have
if you
big
are.
dark hair,
Yeah.
like you. Not as long. I could have. I grew up in the 60s and 70s.
Well, we each have
that was the
we
look
each-
in the 60s and
we
70s.
each have our gifts. No.
When I see you, you take me back to that era.
Yeah.
You would have fit in very nicely then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Been
That was
hearing
the
my whole
style.
life.
That was the style.
Right. Okay. So
Yeah.
since we're only doing one, I feel better about it than doing two because I'm just so nervous about the rest of that.
Yeah, we're just concerned about putting her at unnecessary risk.
Yeah, I
Her
would be
being
too. Even
the
if we had to
baby
do
girl.
both of them, you know, the risk is very low. Those are two unique situations, and
Yeah.
they don't necessarily apply to you.
Let me ask you this: I know they mentioned to us if they find something in the boy that they may then ask us to check the girl anyway. With you having not seen anything specific of concern in the girl,
I didn't look at the girl really, to be honest with you. I'll do that. I'll do that today if you want me. But I'm assuming my colleagues, they saw everything. They were satisfied, and
okay. Well, with that being said, if there is,
they're
if
not
there is,
identical. They're not
Right.
identical.
Right,
well,
that's another
with that
If
being
they were identical, we would have to do both of them.
right, but with that
Right.
being said, if there isn't any areas of concern when you take another look today with the girl,
Yeah.
is it you think imperative to do both right now, or is it okay to just do it?
No, I
on
think
air?
you can just be selective. Yes,
Okay.
they're
Yeah,
not
that's good.
identical. We
Okay.
have.
We
leeway
prefer to
here.
just
Yeah.
not put
We
her
have
at
leeway
risk if
here.
we can avoid it.
Okay, that makes me
Yeah.
feel better that
Yeah.
I said that then.
Yeah.
Obviously, I mean, take a look first, and if you're satisfied in what you see,
I can
Yeah.
look at it
Pending that.
afterwards because, like I told you, I think I'm not going to be doing that transmembranous thing anymore. I want to do them separate.
right? Okay.
Right.
So
Okay.
I can do this one. I look over the girl, and if we
Okay.
think there's something there, we can do her separate because I do it as two separate techniques,
Okay.
Okay. All right.
two separate procedures. Sorry.
Okay.
All right.
All right. That's
Yeah,
good.
let's just
Okay.
let me just take a look at where. Get an idea.
Do you need me to
Want you
move? Am I okay?
No,
right
I
here?
think you should stay there. You're gonna hold her hand.
A little bit.
You're gonna hold her hand. Bring this down.
loosen up.
Move up on the
All of
shoulder.
that.
Yeah.
Just